Alright guys, so welcome back to my videos. Right, this is going to be SAT practice number 2, and this is going to be test number 10, section 3, no calculator, right? I'm still doing no calculator before I move on to calculator because, you guys want to get the basics down before you guys know how to use a calculator. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do right here. I'm going to have the link of the test in the description, so if you guys want to do it yourself, just feel free to click on the link, right, and you can do it yourself there. So let's begin. Alright, it's going to be around 25 minutes again. So yeah. So question 1 states, what value of z satisfies the equation above? This is a pretty relatively easy question. 2z plus 1 is equal to z. We're going to subtract z on both sides, right? And that'll give us z is equal to z. Alright, this will give us z plus 1 is equal to 0. We subtract negative 1 on both sides. Z is equal to negative 1, right? That question was a pretty easy question to start off with. Let's begin on the second question. So question 2. A television with a price of $300 is to be purchased with an initial payment of $60 and weekly payments of $30. Which of the following equations can be used to find the number of weekly payments W required to complete the purchase, assuming there are no taxes or fees? So what is the initial price? What is the price of the TV? $300, right? So $300, right? So that's the price of the TV. And now the initial payment is $60. So they put down $60 first. So that's going to be plus 60, right? Something plus 60. So how much are they going to pay per week? 30, right? And how many weeks? So that's 30W is equal to 300. And which one of these equations shows this? It is going to be equation C. Well, the answer is going to be C, right? Because $300 is the total amount. They pay $30 per week, and there's an initial payment of $60. So boom, that's going to be your answer. So question 3. The table above shows shipping charges for an online retailer that sells sporting goods. This is a linear relationship between the shipping charge, and the weight of the merchandise. Which function can be used to determine the total shipping charge, f of x, in dollars for an order of a merchandise weight of x pounds? So basically, what's going to happen here? There's a linear equation, right? So that means we're going to have to find the slope, and we all love finding slope. So what is slope, right? I made a video on this before, but it's delta y over delta x, right? The change in y over the change of x. So I'm just going to use these points right here. So you can look at these as points. So 5 and 16.94, and another point is going to be 10 and 21.89, right? Delta y over delta x. Well, so what's the change in y? So what's 21.89 minus 16.94? That's going to give us 21.89 minus 16.94. 5. 495. 495 over 10 minus 5, that's going to be 5. So this will equate to 0.99. So that means our slope is going to be 0.99. So we can already eliminate C and D, right? Because that slope is 3.39, not 0.99. And what's going to be the x-intercept, right? So the y-intercept. How do we find y-intercept? We just subtract 1.16.94 minus 5 times 0.99 to calculate the value when x is equal to 0, right? And that'll give us 16.94 minus 495, which will give us 1199. And boom, that means our answer is B, because we have a 1199 as our y-intercept and 0.99 as our slope. So I made a video on this. If you guys don't know how to do this, then check it out. But let's move on to the next question. Alright, so question 4. The line in the xy plane above represents the relationship between the height hx in feet and the base diameter x in feet for cylindrical Doric columns in ancient Greek architecture. How much greater is the height of a Doric column that has a base diameter of 5 feet than the height of a Doric column with a base diameter of 2 feet? So when one of these Doric columns has a diameter of 5 feet, right, we just look at the x-axis, right? Because the x-axis represents the base diameter. So with a value of 5, that'll be 35, right? 535 on the line. And with a diameter of 2, that's going to be 14. So that's 214, right? How much greater is 35 than 14? 35 minus 14 is equal to what? It's equal to 21. So that means our answer is going to be C, right? You just look at the graph and you got it from there. So now let's look at question 5. If x is greater than 0, which of the following is equivalent to the given expression? So the square root of 9x squared. This can be rewritten as the square root of 9 times the square root of x squared, right? You guys can distribute this. This is the same thing as that, right? So what's the square root of 9? It's 3, right? And what's the square root of x squared? These two cancel out, giving you x. So our answer is just going to be 3x for the equivalent expression. I'm going to make a video on this pretty soon. So yeah, check this out if you guys want to learn how to simplify rational expressions. Alright, and now let's look at question 6. What are all values of x that satisfy the equation above? So what I'm going to do is just cross multiply, right? So treat this as -2 over 1. So we cross multiply, right? This, multiply this, and multiply this. That'll give us -2x plus 2, because -2 times x minus 1 is -2x plus 2 is equal to, what's 1 times x squared minus 1? That's x squared minus 1. And now, what am I going to do? I'm just going to move everything on this side to this side. So I'll add 2x and subtract 2 on both sides. That'll give me, these cancel out, so 0 is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 3. And now, if you guys know how to factor this out, now this will be equal to x plus 3, x minus 1. So that means the value of x is going to be -3 and 1. But be careful there, because that's not going to be your answer, right? So the value of 1 cannot be it, because 1 minus 1 in this equation, as you guys can see right here, is going to be 0. Let me erase that. Oh, that eraser is not that good. So I'm just going to erase this. You guys can go back to see what I did. But if you guys see, the values of x are going to be -3 and 1, right? But if you plug 1 back into here, that'll give you 0, right? And it's some x, pretend x is any number, right? X divided by 0 is always going to be undefined. Alright? You can't divide something by 0. So 1 is not going to be your solution. So just cross this out. So that means -3 is going to be your solution. So boom. That's your answer right there. Alright. You guys can check your work again to see if that's true. But if you guys already know your answer, you guys don't have to do that. Let's move on to question 7. The graph of y is equal to f of x is shown on the xy plane. What is the value of f of 0? This is the easiest question that you'll ever see on the SAT. F of 0. That means what is the y value when the value of x is 0? Look here, right? Just look at the value of x when it's 0, and boom, it's 4. Alright, 0, 4. X value is 0, y value is 4. Your answer is D. That's the easiest question you'll ever see on the SAT. Don't get that wrong. Alright, let's look at question 8 now. So question 8. In the figure above, point B lies on AD. What is the value of 3 of x? So as you guys can see right here, we have a right angle. So it means this is also a right angle, because a straight line, right? That means 1, 2, 3. When you add all of these 3 angles, they'll be supplementary. So let me just add them up. X plus 2x plus 2x is 5x is equal to what? What's 180 minus 90? Because straight line's 180 degrees minus this 90-degree angle. That's 90. Divide both sides by 5. The value of x is going to be 18. But see, they're asking for the value of 3x. So what's 3 times 18? 54. Boom, your answer is C. Move on to the next question. This question's easy. Don't be scared by geometry. It's not that hard. So question 9. Which of the following is an equation of line L in the xy plane above? Alright, so I'm going to make a video on how to create a line using slope and all that. But let me show you how to do it right now. So first, we're going to have to put it in slope-intercept form, right? I just made a video on that, so if you guys don't know what slope-intercept form, check that out. So y is equal to mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So what is the y-intercept in this case? Look here. Look where it touches the y. It's -4. So that's going to be -4. And what is the slope? Slope is delta y over delta x, change in y over change of x. That's equal to, right, we're just going to use 2 points. One of these points is -4, 0, and the next other point is 0, -4. What is the slope? What's 0 minus -4? That's 4. What's -4 minus 0? -4. This can be simplified to -1. So the equation of our line is going to be what? It's going to be y is equal to -x, and the y-intercept is -4, minus 4. So which ones of the following is equal to this? So as you guys can see here, it's in x minus y. So if we just add x on both sides, right, this will give us x plus y is equal to -4. And boom, which ones of the following looks like this? Our answer is going to be C. X plus y is equal to -4. That's what we have right here. So learn how to find all this and make this into a line because it might seem threatening. But another strategy for this question is that you could just plug in points. For example, I got these 2 points from looking at the line. If you just plug these 2 points in, then you guys will get the same answer of C, right? You just have to see which ones make the equation true. Now let's look at question 10. We're halfway through the test. The graph of y is equal to 2x squared plus 10x plus 12 is shown. If the graph crosses the y-axis at the point 0k, what is the value of k? Boom. They give you the x value, right? X is equal to 0. They're asking for what is the y value. Boom. You have the equation. Just plug in the value of 0 for x. It's really easy. So 2 times 0 to the second plus 10 times 0 plus 12. Because I just plugged in the value of 0 for x, right? This will give us 0 because 0 squared is 0. 0 times 2 is 0 plus 10 times 0 is 0 plus 12. Boom. The value of k is going to be D, 12. All right, next question. That question is really easy. It might look hard. They give you all this whole graph right here, but the graph doesn't even matter, right? You don't even have to look at the graph. All right, so let's look at question 11. A circle in the xy plane, a center 5, 7, and a radius of 2. Which of the following is an equation of the circle? All right, guys, I made a video on this a little earlier about circles, and this is the easiest question you'll ever get. So what is the formula for a circle? It is x minus h squared plus y minus, oh, that's a minus, k squared is equal to r squared. In this case, hk is the center. They gave you the center, 5, 7. What is the radius? The radius is r. So r squared is equal to 4, right? Because the radius is 2. 2 squared is 4. So you can eliminate C and D as your choices because this is going to be 4, not 2. And now let's look at the center. It's minus hk. Minus. Don't forget the minus. You see the minus. Don't forget that. Minus hk. So that's minus 5, minus 7. Boom. That's your answer. Not plus. All right. There's a plus here. No, it's minus. Minus. All right. So, yeah. I might have said that a little weirdly, but okay. I'm just going to move on. So, yeah, your answer right here is A. So, don't get this wrong. This is really easy. Just plug in numbers. Learn your geometry. Question 12. In the figure above, triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. What is the value of cos of E? All right, if they're similar, that means that AB and DF are similar. AC and DF are similar. BC and EF are similar, right? All sides are similar. So cos of E. Cos of E. What is cos equal to? SOHCAHTOA. Remember this. If you guys don't know your trig, learn it now, right? Trig is very important. So what is cos? It's adjacent over hypotenuse. If it's similar, it means that this triangle has the same cos value as E. So what is the similar angle in E? Wait, no, this is E. Well, yeah, I couldn't see that. Yeah. So cos of E. So it's cos of E is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's equal to ED over EF, because adjacent ED over hypotenuse EF. So this is the same as BA over BC. Because angle E, right? Angle E and angle B are similar. They're the same angle, right? So using this triangle, right, we have cos of E, adjacent over hypotenuse, which is equal to 12 over 13. Boom, your answer is going to be B. Right, this was really easy. Geometric properties, remember that? And you guys will always get that question correct. So question 13. In the xy plane, the graph of the function f of x is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 4 has two x intercepts. What is the distance between the x-intercepts? What are x-intercepts? I made a video on how to solve quadratics before, but basically, the x-intercepts are when the value of y is equal to 0. So I'm just going to make this equation is y, right? F of x is equal to y. Y is also equal to f of x. So 0 is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 4. If you guys don't know how to solve these equations, you guys must learn this. This is a crucial skill. SAT is always going to have at least 5 or 6 questions of this on it, how to solve for the x-intercepts. So if you guys also need help on factoring, I'm going to make the video on that soon. So Learn how to factor, guys. You guys need help on this. Right, so if you guys know how to factor this is x plus 4, x plus 1. So what are the x-intercepts? It's going to be -4 and -1. They're asking what is the distance between -4 and -1. What's -4 minus -1? That's -4 plus 1, right, which is equal to -3. Find the absolute value of that. Absolute value of -3 is equal to 3. Boom, your answer is C. Right, basically, what's the difference between -4 and -1? That's 3. All right, a third grader knows how to do these questions. You guys should. All right, so question 14. What are all values of x that satisfy the given equation? Right, so they give you two choices. What are you going to do? You're just going to plug in the answer, right? Because they're trying to see which ones are true. If one is true, two are true, or not. Or both of them, all right. I don't even know. So let me just plug in 1 in this equation. So the square root of 4 times 1 is 4, is equal to 1 minus 3, which is -2. And this is definitely not true. You guys are going to learn that the square root of any number, any positive number, is not going to be equal to a negative number. So boom, one is wrong already. You could eliminate choice A and choice C already. Let's look at this one. So square root of 4 times 9, 36, is equal to 9 minus 3, which is 6. Is this true? Of course that's true. Boom, your answer is B. Because neither 1 nor 2, no, because 2 is true. 2 only. Boom, your answer is B. All right, let's move on to the last multiple choice question. In the systems of equation above, A is a constant. For which of the following values of A does the systems of equation has no solution? So to have no solution, you must have these two equal. These two not equal. What does that mean? So let's just say, let's make the y values equal. So how do we do that? We multiply this equation up here by 2. Right, that'll give you -6x plus 2y is equal to 12. And right here you have ax plus 2y is equal to 4. Now I'm going to subtract the equation. Actually, let me teach you the trick. What are you going to do? You're going to make a the same value as this value right here. So it means a is equal to -6. And why does this work? Because if you guys can see here, if a is -6, right? So this equation, when a is equal to -6, will be -6x plus 2y is equal to 4, right? And for the system of equation to have no solution, that means that this equation is equal to this equation right here. This equation right here, right? But how is 12 equal to 4? It's not. So boom, your answer is going to be A. Because has no solutions. Because when in the world is 12 going to equal to 4? If you guys think 12 is equal to 4, you guys don't know how to do math. All right, let's move on to the short response questions. There are 5 of them, and let's get it over with. So question 16. A manufacturer shipped units of a certain product to 2 locations. The equation above shows the total shipping cost T in dollars for shipping C units to the closer location and shipping F units into the further location. And the total shipping cost was $47,000 and 3,000 units was shipped to the further location. How many units was shipped to the closer location? All right. So if 3,000 units were shipped to the further location, right? So what does C mean? C represents the closer location and F represents the further location. So if 3,000 units were shipped to the further location, so that's 12 times 3,000, which is equal to 36,000. And now the total cost to ship to the further location is 36,000, right? So how much room does that leave for the closer location? That's going to be 47,000 minus 36,000, which is 11,000. And because each unit for the closer location, right, is how much? Is $5. So what's 5 divided by 11000? That's 2200. Right? Boom. That means your answer is 2,200 units to the closer location. Right? You guys, this is really easy. You just plug in values and subtract. This is second grade stuff. Let's move on. So question 17. If A and B are the solutions to the equation above, what is the value of A minus B? Alright, so there are 2 ways, actually there's one way of solving an absolute value equation. And that is to make 2 separate equations. What you're going to do is you're going to set 2x plus 1 equal to 5, right? Right here, you just remove the absolute value. And you also have to do this. 2x plus 1 is equal to -5. Negative value of this, of your solution. Why? Because the absolute value of -5 is also equal to 5, right? So 2x plus 1 is equal to -5. then the solution is also 5. So let's solve these two equations. Subtract 1 on both sides, right? That'll give you 2x is equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 2. Subtract 1 on both sides. 2x is equal to negative 6. 2x, divide both sides by 2. X is equal to negative 3. So that means a is equal to 2. B is equal to negative 3. And now, because you know that, they're asking for what is the absolute value of a minus b. Absolute value of 2 minus negative 3, which is equal to absolute value of 5. Boom, your answer is going to be 5. Yay. Alright, now let's move on to the next question. This question's easy. Make your two equations, solve them, boom, second grade stuff. Let's move on. Question 18. Juan purchases an antique that has a value of $200 at the time of purchase. Each year, the value of the antique is estimated to increase 10% over its value the previous year. The estimated value of the antique in dollars 2 years after purchase can be represented by the value of 200A, where A is a constant. What is the value of A? Alright, so let me see this question. Let me read it again. Oh, alright, so this question's really easy. So the initial value of the product was 200, right? And because it increases 10% every year, what is that increase written as a decimal? That's 1.1, right? Because 10% is equal to 0.1. 1 plus 0.1 is equal to 1.1, right? You guys gotta know how to write these equations. This is second grade stuff. So 200 times 1.1 to the second power, because as you guys can see here, 2 years after the purchase, not 1 year. So it's 2 is equal to 200A. So if we just solve this equation, this is equal to 200 times 1.21. 1.1 squared is 1.21. Oh, look. Boom. Look, 200 times 1.21 is equal to 200 times A. Therefore, what is the value of A? 1.21. Know how to write these equations, guys. This is second grade equations. If you guys don't know how to write these equations, then you guys have to figure that out. I might make a video on that, but this is really easy. Making equations, and solving them is a different story, but making equations should be the easiest concept in SAT math. Alright, so let's move on to question 19. Based on the systems of equation above, what is the value of 5x plus 5y? Alright, if they ask you something like this, there's always going to be a trick in the question. And if you guys can't see it already, this is what you're going to do. So let me just write down these two equations. Alright, give me a second. Boop, boop. Alright, if you add both of these equations, 5x, 2x plus 3x, 5x, 3y plus 2y, 5y, 1,200 plus 1,300, 2,500. Look, 5x plus 5y. What are they asking for? 5x plus 5y. Wow. Wasn't that easy? Probably the second easiest question on the whole test, besides for that one question to ask for f of 0. Alright, these questions should be automatically correct questions. You guys can't be getting these questions wrong. And now let's move on to the last question. If u plus t is equal to 5 and u minus t is equal to 0, u minus t is equal to 2, what is the value of u minus t times u squared minus t squared? Alright, u squared minus t squared. You guys ever see this equation? It's the difference of squares, which is equal to what? U minus t times u plus t. Wow, they gave you the value of u minus t, 2. The value of u plus t, 5. What is that? 2 times 5? 10. And now they're asking for 10 times u minus t. What is u minus t? 2. 2 times 10? 20. Bam. You see the difference of squares? Your answer is going to be found in a matter of seconds. So, yep. There we go. We're done with section 3. Boom. That makes us, that's another day of SAT math. And I'll see you guys later. If you guys learn something or have any questions, just leave it in the comments. I will answer them, because these questions are really easy. You guys should be getting them correct 10 out of 10 times. Or in this case, I think it's 58 out of 58 times. There are 58 questions in math. Yeah, get them all correct. Boom, you listen to my videos, understand what I'm saying. Boom, you'll get 58 out of 58 on SAT every single time. Alright, peace out, guys.